Hello, fabulous second graders who I adore. We are going to be working on when to use addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It's what we've been working on last week too. We're going to continue with that because we need as much practice as possible with as many situations as possible. Okay, so let's do a few of them together today, and then you'll have a chance to practice on your own. So I'm thinking of a story because that's really what word problems are. They're a story that might happen in real life and gives us a chance to practice our math skills. Okay, so I'm thinking of a story, and let's say that there is an aquarium, like a huge aquarium like we visited on our field trip last week. Okay, so let's say there's a huge aquarium and they have 132 fish in this aquarium. Okay. And then they decided to put 74 of the fish in tank A. Let me put a little space between that so it doesn't look like tanka. Okay, tank A. Can you see that? And then they decided to put the rest of the fish into tank B. Okay. And my question is, how many fish did they put into tank B? All right, before we try to figure out the answer, I'm not as worried about your answers right now. I'm thinking about how are you figuring it out? So let's start with, are we adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? All right, so let's think about this. Well, we started with 132 fish, and we put some of them over here. So I'm thinking about, if you want to use your model drawing technique, we could try that. So we have the whole thing, all the fish. It's 132. Some of them went over into this tank, 74. Some of them went over here, tank B. So our number is going to be smaller than what we started with because only part of them went over here. So if it's getting smaller and it's only part of the whole thing, what are we doing? Okay. Well, we're not getting more fish to our 132 because look at this little box, it's smaller. We're putting some of them over here. So we're actually going to be subtracting. Okay? Whenever we have the whole thing and a part, if we're figuring out that other part, we're going to be taking this part away to find out what this part is. So we're going to be subtracting. So I figured that part out. We need to subtract. So now I need to actually set up my problem to subtract. Okay. Well, what is 132 minus 74? I'm going to put the numbers on top of each other, and I'm going to be careful to line up our tens and ones. 132 minus 74. If I put the 74 here, that says we have 740. So I don't want to do that. Make sure you line it up, the tens and the ones. Okay, you guys know how to do this. Wait a second. If I have 2, can I take 4 away? It's not going to work. I need to come over here and take away a 10. So I only have 2 10s left. And I'm going to put the 10 right here to make this 12. 12 minus 4, we can do that. 12 minus 4 is 8. 2 minus 7, same problem. The 2 is too small. So I'm going to take away 100. I'm going to put the 10 10s right there. So now I have 12 10s minus 7 10s is 5 10s. I have 0 minus 0. So that means in tank B, we're going to have 58 fish. Okay, so that one was subtraction. All right, well, let's try a different one. Let's say that we have 7 bowls, and each bowl has 4 pieces of candy in it. So I'm hearing some numbers. I'm going to write them down. We have 7 bowls. I heard the word each. That's usually a clue word right there. And each bowl has 4 pieces of candy. How many pieces of candy do we have all together? Now, sometimes when I hear all together, that's another key word that means adding. And in this case, it is a type of adding, but we're adding the same number over and over and over again. We've got 7 bowls, and it's going to be 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. So what are we going to be doing? Multiplying. So we have 7 bowls of, and each of them have 4 pieces of candy. And if you don't have your fact memorized, that's okay, draw it. Draw your 7 bowls and count up all of your pieces of candy. But if you have it memorized, 7 times 4 is 28 pieces of candy. Okay. Good job. So what I want you guys to do today is I want you to try to come up with, and for today, I want you to try to come up with, how about today, try to come up with a subtraction story. Figure out one that involves subtraction, but using bigger numbers in the hundreds or 84, something bigger, okay, not just 8 minus 3. All right, because that way you get to practice your subtraction, your multi-digit subtraction skills, and you get to practice creating a word story. So come up with your own subtraction word story, solve it for me, take a video, take a picture, put it on Seesaw, okay? See you tomorrow.